I would like introducing myself. My name is Mark Haefner, with a background from a technical university in Germany and a former audio compression developer in Germany. And I would like to introduce you to a simple data structure which maybe is able to reduce the full consumption of a car or truck 60%. And what I mean is a simple data structure, because I believe that the overhead of data meanwhile is the reason that we are faced in Europe with incredible increasing energy prices. Before we are going on with slaving us in Europe, I would like to show you how small Europe actually is comparing to the global Earth. And I use a very simple 8-bit grayscale Hightmap, which I squared in 276 squares. And then you see the square 59, somewhere in nowhere, is Germany. And, it's not really big. And yes, so here I show you the data set I'm using for each facet. I call every square I call facet, and each facet have an ID, and we have a GPS top left position, a GPS bottom right position, and of course there's a little distortion inside, but I think with the accuracy we need here a 6-parameter transformation is enough for solving the distortion. So that very, very small square here is the place where I am living. It is called Franconia. It is in northern Bavaria. And here I show you how I calculate the facets from existing height information in my area. And 8-bit really is enough to show you the heights here of my area, and you get really a very good impression about the terrain I'm living. So there are middle mountains here, and you are seeing that there's coming water from the mountains, and the biggest mountain here is called Kreuzberg. It's 928 meters, and what's existing here in my hometown are from the last centuries power stations or pumping stations which were using the water to pump salty water inside so-called salinas, which were producing salt. And of course that all is now cultural heritage, but it's questioning also a little bit the energy law which we are having now in Germany. Inside these traditional energy structures, the electromobility sector is growing, and I listed the pro and contras here. Of course, there are very less argumentation against electromobility. Please use the stop button to read them all, and from what you are hearing from me, you probably understand that I'm not 100% pro, because at least the private households will be fully responsible for global mobility with increasing costs. And the reality will be that we are receiving an unmaintainable grid with increasing waste. And in Europe, we need maintainable grids. But what is the idle car concept then for the future? And to understand the basic idea about my concept, please push the stop button of this video, because the main idea about my concept actually is to remove the battery completely out of the car. Yes, you understand me right. Please remove the battery completely out of the car, because there is something much, much better, and it's called super and UltraCapacitors. And what we also learned from the mistakes we have done in the hydrogen economy is temporary cache storage is much better than storage, and power density is much better to save energy than energy density. Yes, there are also many other advantages UltraCapacitors have. They have a higher cycle stability, and so they are the ideal recuperator for height maps and foresight driving. And with this mindset, in my opinion, are much more interesting visions possible than with a Tesla car. And if you actually would agree that the Tesla car never is a typical way of German engineering, because German engineering always is optimizing, which is coming from the German way of geoscience. And at least the main target of the future car concept will be mile range, and mile range means moving for the cheapest costs from A to B. And that will be the future of the automotive industry. The problem just is that the automotive industry globally is thinking different. So the last question will be, is artificial intelligence able to solve global energy problems? And the fact that I am always receiving the Islam checks for audio compression will show you that it's possible not like that. And where I'm living, yes, I'm living here in Central Europe, in Central Germany, in North Bavaria, it is called Franconia. And I'm financially not able to serve always the Islam checks I'm taking for the audio compression we develop for the European hobby musician. So please, if you have too much money, I published here my email and just send it to me. Thank you for listening, and we just can hope for a better future. Thank you very much. I would like introducing myself. My name is Mark Haefner, with a background from a technical university in Germany and a former audio compression developer in Germany. And I would like to introduce you to a simple data structure which maybe is able to reduce the full consumption of a car or truck 60%. And what I mean is a simple data structure, because I believe that the overhead of data meanwhile is the reason that